What are we looking for? Dogs.
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Bird. You know, we back on Bird's Eye View with it. Like always, appreciate the love and support. Please continue to like, comment, and subscribe. Stop what you're doing. Smash the like button, smash subscribe button. Hop in the comment section, comment whatever you want. Of course, I'm dropping daily bangers day by day. You know, we got news of the day coming out of Colorado. And we're going to jump right into it, dog. So, of course, we back on another recap with this Colorado football program. As always, shout out Well Off Media, Reach the People Media, for providing us this phenomenal footage each and every day. We have one more wake up until our bowl game matchup against the BYU Cougars. Obviously, I'm going to bring you guys the keys to victory video as I do each and every game week for this Colorado football program. It's going to be a fun matchup here, dog. I'm not going to lie, it's going to be a really fun matchup. Of course, a lot of people suspected this to be the Big 12 title game matchup. Obviously, you know, that didn't transpire that way, but we still ended up getting this matchup here, and it's going to be fun to watch these young men compete tomorrow night. Obviously, on the offensive side of the football for our Colorado Buffaloes, our offensive keys to victory, air it out, dog. I mean, I feel like this is a game here where we are going to throw the football, man. I'm not going to lie to you. When you look at the fact that Shedeur Sanders' last game, Travis Hunter, Will Shepard, LaJohntay Wester, Jimmy Horn, you know, our last game offensively with that unit together, I just feel like we're going to air it out. I mean, it wouldn't shock me if Shedeur throw the ball 45, 50 times, dog. It really wouldn't shock me. BYU is middle of the pack when it comes to their PFF grade and coverage. They're 7th out of 16 teams. Not terrible, especially when as far as like turning the football over, because they are a opportunistic defense when it comes to intercepting the football. I mean, they have a ton of interceptions this season. I'm going to get into that as well. BYU, their run defensive grade is second best in the Big 12. So they do some great things when it comes to defending the run. Obviously, we do have to protect Shedeur Sanders. In order for us to air it out like I expect us to and have success doing that, we do have to protect Shedeur Sanders up front. BYU, their pass rush is 4th best in the Big 12. They got a few dogs on the defensive side of the football that I'll get into as well. BYU also has the #1 scoring defense in the Big 12. They're only giving up 20.1 points per game. Again, #1 in the Big 12 there. They're the only team in the conference to have given up less than 30 touchdowns. They have 29 touchdowns given up. Again, only team in the conference in the 20s. They only have 241 total points given up. That's the fewest in the Big 12 as well. And they have 20 team interceptions, which leads the Big 12 in that category. And they're 5 ahead of the leader. So obviously we got to make sure we protect Shedeur Sanders and, of course, do not turn the football over. On defense, right, we got to get off the field on 3rd down. Obviously, we need to take care of business on 3rd down, man, and get the football back into the hands. The more times that we can get the ball into our explosive offense, the better. We need to create turnovers, right? This is the type of game where, you know, we're going up against a really solid football team, man. So you got to steal a couple of possessions here and there. We definitely got to pressure Jake Retzloff. That is their quarterback. His passing grade is 39.4 when he's pressured. Of course, we got to get home when blitzing as well. Against the blitz, Retzloff has thrown 6 of his 10 interceptions when he is blitzed. Obviously, we do have to tackle well. And like Coach Prime always says, we have to get to the football. Of course, they will run it a little more than they throw it. It's kind of balanced. 415 passing attempts on the season, 356 rushing attempts. They're not the best team on 3rd down. They're 49 of 139 on the season, which is 35.3%. So they do have a very solid kicker, Will Ferrin. He's 21 of 24, tied for the most made in the Big 12 with those 21 made field goals. His longest is for 54, so they do have a very solid kicker. Let's switch over to the impact players on the offensive side of the football for those young men. And, of course, we're going to start at quarterback. Jake Retzloff, 6'1", 205, redshirt junior out of Corona, California. JUCO guy. He went to River City College. He was the #1 JUCO quarterback in the country in 2023. In 2024, obviously with BYU in 12 games, he is 201 of 347, 2,796 yards, 20 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. He averaged 233 yards per game. He is a true dual threat. 93 carries on the season, which is 2nd most on their team. He has 388 yards rushing, which is also 2nd most on their team. He actually has 497 rushing yards if you take away his sack yardage. He has 6 rushing touchdowns, which leads the team in that category. He also averages 4.2 yards per carry. As you see here, of course, he likes to attack the intermediate center. That's where he's best. Obviously, 92.9 PFF grade when attacking that part of the field. Let's switch over to the running back. They got a pretty solid one there as well. LJ Martin, 6'2", 225 sophomore out of El Paso, Texas. In 2024, in 9 games, 121 carries, 630 yards, and 5 touchdowns. Of course, he leads their team in rushing. Physical style runner, averages 3.24 yards per carry, has forced 34 missed tackles this season. 400 of his 628 yards come after contact. He's averaging 3.77 broken tackles per game. His run grade is 79.1. Of course, if you look at his rushing by direction, most of his carries are around the left end and the second most are around the right end. Of course, he has 7 10-plus yard runs around the right end, first in that category, and then 5 10-plus yard runs around the left end, second in that category as well. And then, of course, you'll see the 181 yards rushing around the right edge, and then, of course, 132 yards rushing around the left edge. He has 3 fumbles on the season. 2 of them came against Houston Cougars, the last game of the season. 2 out of his 3 fumbles came in that game. He does have 2 100-yard rushing games. Not a serious threat in the passing game. Only has 8 catches in 9 games, but 8 of those catches, 2 of those were for touchdowns. Let's switch over to their wide receivers. Chase Roberts, 6'4", 210, redshirt junior out of Highland, Utah. He was an Under Armour All-American coming out of that 2019 class. Last season in 2023, he had 42 catches, 573 yards, 5 touchdowns. He's picked it right back up where he's left off, pretty much taking another step here in 2024. 12 games played, 51 catches, which leads the team, 843 yards, that also leads the team. He has 4 touchdowns, which tied for first on the team, and he averages 70.3 yards per game, which is first on the team as well. Again, big body wide receiver, can go up and get the football. They got another wide receiver as well, Darius Lassiter, 6'2", 210, out of redshirt senior out of Chandler, Arizona. In 2023, he was at Eastern Michigan, had 40 catches there, 471 yards, 4 touchdowns last season. This season, of course, transferred to BYU. Had 43 catches, which was second on the team, 679 yards, also second on the team. He's tied for first in receiving touchdowns as well with 4, and he's averaging 61.7 yards per game. That is second on the team. So they have 2 big body wide receivers, both of them 210, 162, 164. Both can definitely go up and get the football, so we're going to have to be great there. Let's switch over to the defensive side of the ball. I'm not going to lie, they got some dogs on defense, dog. Let's start with Harrison Taggart. He leads the team in tackles with 65. He's a linebacker, 6'1", 230, redshirt sophomore out of Draper, Utah. He was an Oregon transfer. I mean, they got a trio of linebackers, honestly, dog, that can really, really get to the football and really, really play. The next one here, Isaiah Glasker, 6'5", 235, redshirt sophomore out of South Jordan, Utah. This one here is a stud, dog. I'm not gonna lie to you. 62 tackles, which is second on the team. He leads the team and also leads the Big 12 Conference in tackles for loss with 13.5. He also has 3.5 sacks as well. That is second most on the team. He also has 2 interceptions, 4 PBUs, a forced fumble. He was Chuck Bednarik National Player of the Week this season as well. He can be a disruptor at linebacker for sure, dog. So we definitely gonna have to make sure that we find him and put a hat on him at all times. Got another linebacker here. Like I said, they got a trio of them. They got another linebacker here, Jack Kelly, 6'2", 240, redshirt junior out of Kearns, Utah. Weber State transfer. If you're not familiar with Weber State, they are a national power at the FCS level. My little brother actually played against them in the playoff. My little brother was playing at James Madison. They got a beautiful stadium. They're in Utah. They got a beautiful stadium, dog. But Weber State is a known national program at the FCS level. He has 10 tackles for loss this season, which is second on their team. He has 5 sacks. He leads their team in that category. He has 12 quarterback hurries. He also leads the team in that category as well. And then he has 2 forced fumbles. He leads the team in that category also. Like I said, trio of really solid linebackers that can really get the job done for them. As far as the defensive line, they got a defensive end, Tyler Beatty, 6'5", 275 senior out of Payson, Utah. 55 tackles on the year, which is third on the team. He has 7 tackles for loss. That's also third on the team. And he has 8 quarterback hurries. That is second on the team there. He was a Lombardi Award list finalist this season, which is given to the best college football offensive lineman on any side of the ball that embodies the values of Vince Lombardi. So, of course, that young man has done some great things this season as well. I mean, when it comes to interceptions, like I said, they got 20 interceptions on the season, right? 11 guys have at least 1 interception. 5 guys have at least 2. They have 2 guys with at least 3. I mean, 3 guys with at least 5 PBUs. The leader has 8. I mean, they do some great things, right, in their defensive backfield. I mean, on their defense in general, right? They have a very solid defense. Again, it is the #1 defense in the Big 12 conference. So it's going to be fun to watch the matchup. Of course, they haven't gone up against an explosive offense like we have here, right, with our Colorado football program. So, I mean, it's good on good when you look at it in that category. I mean, we got explosive wide receivers on the outside. We got the best quarterback in the country that can spin it with great ball placement, great IQ, make high-level throws all over the field. And like I said, they got a defense, man, that likes to turn the ball over, right? They don't have a ton of sacks, to be honest with you. They don't really get after the quarterback in that way. When you look at the fact that they only have 16 sacks on the season, which is second fewest in the Big 12. When you put it in perspective, we have 37 sacks on the year. Of course, we lead the Big 12 in that category. So we have 21 more sacks than they do. So as you see, they don't really get after the quarterback too much, but they do tackle the football well. They do turn the ball over when they get opportunities. So as long as we protect the football and as long as our defense can get off the field on third down, as long as we're on offense, we can convert on third down, we should be fine here in this matchup. And of course, I'm predicting a victory for our Colorado football program. It's only right that we end this season on the right note, right? I mean, we are really chasing 10 wins, a number that a lot of people didn't think we had a chance of even sniffing, right? And we have a legit opportunity to win 10 games. Of course, it's going to take all 3 phases. We're going to have to play complementary football, but I definitely believe in this coaching staff. I believe in these players, and I believe that we can get the job done here. And of course, I'm going to go with a score of 38-21. Colorado, we're going to get the job done, man. We're going to win our 10th game. And of course, we're going to send our seniors off on the right note with a bowl game victory. And it's going to be fun to watch it all transpire. But not going to keep you long. Just want to bring you guys another phenomenal update. Please continue to like, comment, and subscribe. You know what time it is, dog. Bird's Eye View, man.